Welcome to Conscious Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Joy Davis, and here to review the sci-fi mystery and drama Blade Runner 2049. A running theme throughout the film is an intentional disconnect between the body, mind, and spirit. Replicants are a good example of this. Similar in design to humans, they're genetically engineered with enhanced physical traits, but without their own memories and soul. Replicants were made to be servants and slaves to lack individuality. The nonconformists became outcasts. Investigating for the Los Angeles Police Department, Officer KD-637, also known as K, the Blade Runner, surveyed a mealworm farm that's associated with a growing replicant freedom movement. Sapper Morton, the rogue replicant farmer, left Kay with a parting message before getting shot to death by saying, "You've never seen a miracle." On the way out, Kay stopped to observe a white tree with a buttercup flower that was bagged by him for investigative purposes. He flew above the site for his aircraft to identify a box that was buried 30 meters below. It was the skeletal remains of a woman. The real meaning of being at a mealworm farm can be twofold. As a source of protein grown for human consumption, it can represent the protein makeup of DNA used to bioengineer replicants. And for Kay, it's a message that someone has been dishonest with him in hiding the truth, like a worm that stays hidden in the ground. Now is the time for the truth to be revealed. Kay's attraction to the buttercup flower was revealing. Based on a study of flower essences by Dr. Richard Bach that are subtle energy remedies for self-healing, the buttercup's essence can assist in a soul's evolution. It's for those with a low self-worth to experience their uniqueness as an inner light and sustain it. As for the white tree, its strange color was an anomaly to mean a change and transformation in the order of life. It can also symbolize the family tree for Kay, as well as the tree of knowledge to hold great truths. Upon closer inspection of the bones, Kay and his superior, Lieutenant Joshi, discovered that a Nexus 7 replicant woman was buried at the site 30 years ago. She was pregnant and gave birth by way of a cesarean section procedure. This was the miracle that the farmer spoke of. News of this would only lead to a war by replicants against humans to assert their belief of being equals with them. By Joshi's orders, Kay must destroy all evidence and retire the child. This left him feeling very unsettled. Neander Wallace, the blind founder of the Wallace Corporation that builds replicants, helped to identify that the woman in question was Rachel, an experimental replicant designed by the late Dr. Eldon Tyrell. She had a romantic relationship with retired Blade Runner Rick Deckard. Wallace envisioned for himself the creation of replicants that can reproduce to have trillions of his angels in service to humanity for the colonization of 9 planets across the galaxy. Through his replicant enforcer, Love, she was tasked with stealing Rachel's remains at LAPD headquarters and follow Kay to locate the child. According to spiritual teacher Harold Klemp of Eckankar, God creates souls so that through their experiences it can know itself in a greater way. We were all endowed by the Creator with free will for self-expression and expanded awareness. In contrast, Wallace placed himself in a godlike, overly strict parenting role to create Nexus 9 replicants, but with the intent to control them in a spiritually immature way for an ordered, more peaceful society. They were given implanted memories to lack a unified body, mind, and spirit. Another example of Wallace's creations was Joy, the live-in virtual reality girlfriend of Kay. On their anniversary, he gifts her with an emanator so she can be more mobile in experiencing the outside world. Their relationship and three-way sexual tryst with a replicant as a full sensory experience is not only possible, but will revolutionize the sex industry. World-famous futurist Ray Kurzweil teaches that this can be done by using your virtual body, which is simulated. Nanobots placed in and around your nervous system can generate the appropriate encoded signals for all of your senses. The signals are just as real as if your senses were producing them from real experience for Kay to feel pleasure from Joy in a virtual way. Back at the farm, Kay gathered more evidence to find a picture of a person and article of clothing within a piano. The real shock came when he read an inscription of the numbers 61021 on the tree. It related to a memory of having a wooden toy horse at the orphanage for replicants where he was raised. Kay's association with a toy horse came to symbolize his growing appetite for freedom and authentic expression, just like a real horse in the wild, whereas Deckard identified with origami unicorns that resembled his life being full of mystery, miracles, and enchantment. By going to the orphanage that held many children with shaved heads doing slave labor, Kay forcefully obtained the necessary birth records and located the toy horse that was hidden away years ago. It was damning proof to him that his boyhood memories were real and not implanted. The child laborers served as a stark reminder that we can be like them, living on a slave planet, addicted to our sensory experiences and the voice of our egoic mind talking. Taking a quote from spiritual teacher Eli Jackson Bear, he explains that unless you know who you are, all of your choices remain the choices of a slave. Slaves do not have the power of silence. Silence is the key that unlocks all of the chains of slavery. All slaves are bound to the noise of arising phenomena. The birth records revealed that twins were born with identical DNA, except for the sex chromosome. Only the boy, but not the girl, survived. It was all misleading information to Kay. He found clarity by seeing Dr. Anna Stelline, who was behind a glass. She suffered from a rare genetic disorder that left her immune compromised. Dr. Stelline was reputedly the best memory maker to create images that closely resembled human responses as a work of art. Kay understood through her that only real memories can be recalled through feelings. This is how we naturally draw memories from our subconscious mind, a recording house of our primal beliefs and feelings. On a spiritual level, Dr. Stelline's work of implanting fake memories into replicants made her a master of illusion. If we were to spiritually awaken from the trance state of illusion we're all born into, we would see beyond our senses to realize that everything is made from vibrating energies of light and sound. What seems physically real to our senses is just a cosmic motion picture, an electrical picture play of cause and effect thrown on the black screen of imaged space and time. We exist in a physical universe of electric octave waves of opposing lights, teaches Paul Twitchell of Eckankar. Traces of radiation from the wooden toy horse led to Deckard's hideout within the ruins of Las Vegas. Kay learned from Deckard that he altered the birth records for his daughter's protection and placed her in an orphanage. Their meeting was interrupted by Love and her goons, intent on kidnapping Deckard for Wallace. Kay was badly injured from fighting them off to prevent it. He was being tracked by Freysa, leader of the Replicant Freedom Movement, to rescue him. She insisted that Kay do everything he can to stop Wallace from learning how to create replicants that can reproduce. Kay was told the whole truth to better understand that Anna Stelline was the only child of Deckard and Rachel. Farmer Sapper Morton witnessed her birth as a temporary surrogate parent with Freysa. His memories of having a wooden toy horse at the orphanage were not his own, but really Dr. Stelline's. She was the only one capable of implanting them in him and other replicants. After hearing all that, Kay no longer felt special to believe that he may be human. To Wallace and Freysa, they both had a vested interest in the miracle birth of Stelline for selfish gain. Deckard and Rachel resembled Adam and Eve, being the first ones to individuate, become individual entities, separating in an arrogant way from their creator, and produce a child for their intent to thrive. When Deckard was taken off-planet for torture by Love, Kay fought hard to defeat her this time, then staged Deckard's death to protect him from Wallace and the replicants. This allowed for a family reunion that was staged by Kay between father and daughter to have a greater sense of purpose for his life in making it all possible.